I like how they fly, but then when they have to land, they just shoot out jets of steam like inertia suddenly matters.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me
No?
later.
I want to give you the license plate.
Mainframe and shooting range.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Corpses.
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others.
Oh, I got
Floppy
this already.
cuts with a knife.
Yeah.
That black paint you found.
License plate. I'm pretty sure that that's the same license plate as the car. Yeah. Factory bombing. Oh, so one of the cool features of this game is that as you investigate your case, other detectives will investigate their cases and then upload their evidence into the computer. So every time I go upload and share into the cloud of this computer, I get their notes. So let's take a listen.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354. Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the inset files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for.
Okay.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS, Citizens Against Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine,
like her.
so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags. And you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants. We have nothing against Tyrell Corporation for creating them.
That's some sick logic.
The replicants are living organisms, whether people like you like it or not. Replicants contribute greatly to the economic well-being of our culture. They cannot be discounted as such.
Hell, it'd be no skin off my nose if each and every one of them was hosed down for good. You ever see this guy?
Why, yes. Actually, I have. He was present at the protest. He's not part of our group, but outsiders are usually welcome.
How many new faces showed up that day?
Not too many. A handful at most.
Describe them to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh no? Recording off.
So I bet she's talking, or I bet he's talking about something completely unrelated that'll never come up in any case I'm investigating. So these guys that are against replicant slavery, they're not wrong, because the problem with replicants is that they develop human emotions after a certain amount of time, like 3 or 4 years, and that's why they have the shortened lifespan to kill them off before, you know, they revolt. And the only reason that they have to put that into place is that they're a slave race. So this guy is completely in the right by saying all problems would be solved. Well, he's not saying that all problems would be solved by that. He's saying he's against them because they're equal rights and everything, which is also true. But all problems would be solved by just not having replicants as a slave race.
Describe them for me again.
There was that Rastafarian fellow, and one of our ex-members showed up.
Who's that?
A Japanese man named Izo.
Why'd you get rid of him?
Okay.
We're a pacifist organization, and we have rules. One of them is no weapons allowed. Izo refused to check in a samurai sword at the door during meetings.
He's
Where
got
can I
honor.
find this Izo?
He owns one of those little secondhand stores downtown.
Let me ask you a question. Who the hell bankrolls your operation?
We have a number of anonymous donors, people with resources and sources.
Such as?
So anonymous, even I don't know who they are.
I almost believe you.
Yeah, it's anonymous in quotes, I guess. Okay. And that's it. What's in here?
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy. Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece.
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's
Got
been
my
running the base
gun.
every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Guza was gonna requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip. and lit a match.
Jesus.
I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
These cops just don't care. They're like the most heartless people. Get out of the way. They're the most heartless people ever.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
You keeping busy, pal?
Alright.
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
So is the shooting range closed or what?
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents. Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
Alright, come on out. So I can shoot you. If you're nice, I won't shoot you. No? Nothing? Jeez, there's explosions. Maybe crystal steel came through and blew the whole thing up. Yeah. That was probably it. Detective Steele on the job. Blowing stuff up. No, I can't get out of here. Yeah. Alright. That did nothing. Nothing was accomplished that day.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself. You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on Bullet.
Okay. So, next place we could go is...
Roof.
Oh, what's in the basement?
Lockup.
Lock up. Who are you, my friend?
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
Oh, he's
I
the,
suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the
protester
cause.
guy.
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions. I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons to some of them.
What kind of weapons?
Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast.
Spencer.
As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an underground railroad.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped...
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk. You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
Okay, bye. I'm sorry your migraine was caused by me. Alright. Where next? I think I'm done with both of those places. Is there anything I could do here that I haven't done already? It takes way too much time to travel across a roof. Oh, hey buddy. No, I was gonna talk to you, but then you tried to hit me with something. Oh hey, it's what's his face? You've done a man's work, sir. That was probably the wrong accent.
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just shot a guy who
Working on it.
was on my
Keep it up.
roof.
You just might have a future in this business.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
You VK the mark before retirement?
Didn't have to.
That's why they call it the magic.
I'm starting to understand.
You ever retire a human, your career is over. Remember that. I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that moonbus massacre last month.
They ever find the moon bus?
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Enough. They're Nexus 6s. So don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Bye.
Yuck.
That's all you gotta say about that, huh? Yuck. Ew, I just shot a guy.
Your floor number, please.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job, and the retirement swag from this case would go toward getting her a partner.
That's expensive.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Yeah. Oh,
Maggie, come
that's
here, girl.
Cute. This is a very
Maggie, come here, girl.
warm moment in an otherwise cold and like desolate world, especially with the whole animal murder thing. And it takes what he said at the beginning about no self-respecting person would own a fake animal. It brings a different context to that.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Yeah, you have to eat because you're alive. Oh yeah, I remember when I first played this.
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come up against. There was something in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
You just come out here on your balcony and this music starts up. And it's... You have this moment of contemplation and you just develop yourself in the world. The world of Blade Runner. Whatever you want to call it. Neo, LA. And you can hear the sounds of rain and traffic and ads for terrible jobs. And here you are just staring out into another building while searchlights just glare into you.
The Tyrell Corporation today recalled the last 4 functioning entertainment model Nexus 5 replicants from off-world service. Dr. Eldon Tyrell, speaking at a shareholders meeting, denied allegations that the model was defective and possibly dangerous.
The simple fact is that the model wasn't performing its designated function. There was one isolated incident of violence a couple of years ago, but the individual unit in question was immediately retired from service. No, the problem is far from anything sinister.
I guess we have to listen to the news before we go to sleep.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Portrait of the sleep deprived. Having a bed?
Got your delivery here, man.
What?
Kingston Kitchen.
Oh, yes, right. Hold on.
Is this what the gravity be like on Mars?
Oh, no. It's about 1/3 of what we got here on Terra. Real comfy. How about turning that dial, okay? When I say...
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Ricky's a purebred chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the glands.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And your test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator! Extraterrestrial gravity!
1 more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the True Life building across town.
No, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people sick and dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row.
You one miserable package, man.
No! No, please, don't!
So it looks like that guy's doing the same thing as the plot of the
Hope you aren't
the
camped
movie.
out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry, I'm up, Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break on it. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Run Center deal or not. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
You be good, killer. That's... I don't know if that's supposed to be disturbing or not.
Number, please.
I'd find that disturbing if someone called me killer just after I just shot someone who's now vanished from here. I guess they don't think of them as people, so like it's like, you know, who cares? Deckard cared a lot in the movies. Whenever he killed anybody, he was like, "Oh man, these are people."
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grav test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras.
Thank you.
You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man. Dr. Eisenduller ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
One more thing.
I've told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work. These monitors don't watch themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
Well, that reminds me. I want to be in control. Hello, evidence.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row. It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series, the kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for the new entertainment model, a comedian designed to entertain the troops off-world.
So that's probably not here from the victim. That's probably left by the Jamaican guy.
Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed, not just once, but a dozen times. Tyrell engineers might forget their passwords, but what would the GravLab boys need with replicant DNA sequences and incept dates? I couldn't even begin to guess what Eisenduller's password was. Wrong again, and this time I was locked out. Tyrell security was even better than I'd heard.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Jesus.
Not pretty.
I've seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
It looks pretty solid,
Obviously,
actually,
he'd been
but...
killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The killer was an expert. The charge had been big enough to do the job, but not big enough to shatter the soundproof walls of the float chamber. But I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him.
Because he's a munitions expert who did that bombing at the other case.
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up. I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Oh. That was a very small pixel.
Ricky, maybe? The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe?
Yeah. That's what that says.
Disgusting.
Is that it? seems like there should be more here.
This hearing yours?
Maybe it belongs to that other cop who was up here. The
Ooh.
babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp. You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
You spot anything you think I ought to know about,
Yeah, okay.
tell me.
Absolutely.
Lagging behind again?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still fitting the pieces together. You know the moon bus massacre that went down last month?
Gaff mentioned something about it.
The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Yep.
Hell of a coincidence.
I'll call you if I find out anything more about your case.
That's not the only thing I wanted to talk to. Hey, come back. Okay, whatever.
You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Not one of the employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces a strict dress code around here.
How did Eisendoller's moo-moo fit in?
Hey, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
How do I get in to see the big boss?
You don't, unless he wants to see you.
Okay. How do I make him want to see me?
Well, you could call his personal assistant.
Who is?
Don't know offhand.
Yeah, I get the picture. You know anything about Tyrell's computer system?
Security's tight as a drum, if that's what you're asking.
Somebody tried to access restricted data from the terminal in Dr. Eisendoller's office.
But they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Tyrell keeps his files safer than he keeps his employees.
Ouch.
You friendly with Eisendoller?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, Dr. Eisendoller, he almost never left his lab.
He afraid of somebody?
I think it had something to do with the air outside, and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Grub test chief engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different planetary gravitational fields. That kind of thing. One of the other engineers could tell you more.
So does that imply that either he's a replicant or those dogs that he was so proud about for being purebred were artificial?
Nothing. Disgusting. You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
Alright, we're done here. Wish I could figure out the computer password. Card key or whatever. Anemoid row. Oh, no. I have a data disk to look at. Later, fishes. That sounded like a lame joke, but it wasn't. I just literally meant to say goodbye to the fishes. Later, fishes.